Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. So, I'm going to try and do something that seems impossible. And I wanted to document it because I do know for sure if I pull it off, a lot of people are going to call BS on me. So, let me kind of explain what the plan is. Now, this is the Champion Chase tournament group that I'm in. Okay, on my free-to-play account, you'll see free-to-play Roadblock 23 right here. Now, I've already started this process a little bit. You guys saw how my shard pulls went. They didn't go very well. I have managed to fuse 2 epics from the Mikage fusion to get to where I am now as far as points go. I'm at 5,127 points. So I'm going to start. I've got a calculator over here. 5,127 points. Now, if we take a look at my fragment summons, I have Akoth here. That would be another 250 points, right? So then we come to the fusions. I could technically do this one. We're going to hold off on that one for a second. But if we go to Relic Keeper, I can do this. I have enough to do 1 Relic Keeper, so that's another 250 points. Okay. For the rosin fusions, I have enough to do a couple of them. I don't know if you can keep. I think I can keep doing the epics, and it might be actually more worth it to do the epics than it would be to do rosin. But let's assume I only do four of these. That's 1,000 points, and then we do rosin. It would be another 500 points, and then we could do Broadmaw. I can only do 1 Broadmaw, so I only have 1 of this right now. And now Broadmaw is not 250 points. Broadmaw is more because he's a void. So Broadmaw, oops, I went too far, is 350 points. So that's 7,477 points. Then, if I was to get Kira, I already have a Kira, but I can still fuse Kira out of these. That would be another 500 points. So that puts me at 7,977 points before even pulling any of these shards right here. Now, if these all go worst case scenario, we've got 15 of these and they're 50 a pop, I believe. Let's go back and double check. If they were to be all rares. Okay, I'm looking at worst case scenarios. I'm not trying to give myself points that I would not have earned. Because you don't want to make a mistake here and end up going for it when you don't. So every void rare is 50 points. So the first 10 is 500. The other 5 would be 250. So that's at 8,727 points now, assuming I've done all of these, the stuff I've said I would do so far. And that's assuming the void shards pull poorly. Primal shards would be 10 points each. So if it's all rares, so I'll give myself 50 points. And then the sacred shard is guaranteed 250 points. That puts me at 9,000 points if I do all of that with 2,263 mystery shards. So I think I'm going to go for it. Now, is there a possibility that there is a whale? I'm going to call them a shark in this case, sitting here waiting until the 2 hour mark to come in and just blow $1,000 worth of shards and snipe me? Absolutely. That's entirely possible. but I'm going to try. Now, it's like there's 4 hours left. That is a lot of leveling and fusing to do in 4 hours. I am not even sure that I can pull it off. And I didn't. The reason I waited until so long is because, well, I never thought in a million years that I could win. If you would have told me, no, I think I still would have pulled shards the way I did. If you told me I would have could have saved my, no, I did. Never mind. The points for my ancients are included in this. Disregard everything I was about to say. But yeah, those sacred shards that I pulled chasing after Teox, like could have saved those maybe, right? There's a lot of things that I could have done, of course, but this is where we're at. So I think I'm gonna give it a shot. I mean, I'd have to pull 1,000 mysteries, which would be really tough. But I'm just gonna have to get started and finish up grinding everything. My concern is just the cost of doing this is going to be, it's expensive. In silver, I'm very low on gems, a lot of energy to level all of these up. So what I'm going to start with is just doing the epics. If I can get the epics out of the way, if I get all the epics done, right? If I fuse one relic keeper, right? I can only do one relic keeper right now. One broadmaw. And then if there's a chance that I can do multiple of these, which I think I can, and I know you guys are probably screaming at me right now, at the time of the recording, I just don't know off the top of my head, but if I go and get all of these done multiple times, it actually might be more beneficial points-wise, because this is a bunch of 4-star chickens. And I mean, I do have a good number of chickens. I save my chickens. If you've been ever watching any of my account, you know that I keep a lot of my chickens. This is a lot of chickens right here, right? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 5 stars worth, right? That would level up 12 4 stars to 5 stars based off chickens alone. So, that's that's actually more than enough than what I need to get the 2 legendaries, right? That I talked about. So either way, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get started. But I wanted to document this. I wanted to put in the recording beforehand. Hey, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. So when I make a video tomorrow saying, hey, I got Odin free to play, and you guys are like, oh, so you spent money, you have this right here to see, like, no, I didn't. And I could record the whole thing, but that's a lot of editing, and I love making content. I love talking, editing, especially a large video like that is going to be very, very tedious. So I'm going to end this here, and I'm just going to get started and see what happens. I've got a couple of hours. Hopefully, I can pull this off. If not, that's why I'm saving the shards for last. If I waste a lot of gems, if I waste a lot of silver, so be it. But I don't want to waste shards if I don't have to. So we're saving those till the end. Now, technically, I could have also included an additional 11 shards in my ancient shards in my calculations, but the energy I would get from the gems is worth more than the shards. So that's why I'm going to use my gems for energy, because that's going to get me guaranteed epics instead of going out on a limb with ancient shards, right? And hoping for epics, I could just get epics, right? So, anyways, here we go. Spoiler alert, if you're seeing this, it went pretty well. Okay, everybody, so here's part 2. I've got some good news. We'll start with the good news first. So here I am. I'm in first place. I hit 10,000 points. I'm only over by 53 right now. But I just wanted to summarize for you guys what I did. you'll notice quite a lot of, you know, changes here on this screen now. So um, I did fuse Wergran, I fused Loquane, and I fused another copy of Kira the Watcher. Then I fused one Relic Keeper, um, and then I fused a Broadmaw. I only had enough of these. This I only had one of these and one of each of these, right? So that was the limitation. But I wanted to point out something on those Broadmaw fusions. Again, I made this mistake again. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to do this. I think I did it with the Relic Keeper one, or sorry, with this guy. I can't remember his name right now. It's very late. I'm very tired, but you guys know what I'm saying. Where I 4-starred all of these like an idiot. I did that here too on the Broadmaw fusion, and that's really good to note. So Broadmaw, you know, if you're looking to repeat what I did here in the future, every time you open Void Shards and you get Broadmaw fusion rares, vault them. 100%. That's what I'm gonna start doing on all of my accounts now, and I'm sure this has probably been a thing that people put out there and say, "Oh, you should do this, you should do this, you should do that," but you never know when this is gonna be something that comes up. And Broadmaw, because he's a Void epic, is 350 points, and you don't have to rank anybody up. All you have to do is level up the 3-stars. That's a couple of runs on 12-3 Brutal, and then Ascension Potions for a 3-star Void. Sorry. And that's all the Ascension pots you would need. Really easy to come by as far as potions. But anyways, let's get back to what I was saying. So I did all of those. I still need End of Moonbeam, of course, right? That haunts me, will haunt me forever, seemingly. But yeah, I did do one of Broadmaw, one of Relic Keeper. I did do 2 of the Lich. Now, I can't show you anymore because I fused him. But this is an image of the fusion, and you can repeat them. So I actually fused Lich twice. That's the only one that I had duplicates of the rares. Everything else, like I had maybe like duplicates here, but only one of each of only one of her, right? Here I had duplicates and only one of this one, right? And then here I was missing these two, I think. So, but Lich I was able to do twice. Once I had exhausted them, I went ahead and fused Razin, and it's very easy to ask the question, wait, if this is so valuable for you to do champion chase stuff like this, why would you fuse Razin? Wouldn't you want to keep being able to get him? Or not get him, but keep being able to get the epics during fusions like this. And that's absolutely a viable strategy, and I honestly recommend that for most people. There's one change on my free-to-play account that made me fuse Razin. He's going to be down here. Teox. So I had not fused Razin. This account's a year old. I've never fused Razin, right? And had no desire to be completely honest with you guys. It was not on my radar as something that I was going to do. I think this might be the 1-year mark right here. Well, technically I've probably passed the 1-year mark, but these are because these are days where maybe I didn't play in the over the course of a year, vacations and whatnot, but still. So because I have Teox, I want to go for Ramontu now. I previously didn't really care. Ramontu in polymorph meta, maybe not so good. Furthermore, this is not the easiest of paths to get down. However, with Teox, I think Ramontu is very good, and quite frankly, as good as Teox is, I don't have a lot of Lizard Men. I had Vargal, now I have Razin, Venomage, Elijah. These are all ones that are like, potentially viable to work with him. I don't even have a copy of Slixus. If I had a copy of Slixus, I would actually consider, because I think Slixus, if I remember correctly, is a pretty decent nuker that I could have used temporarily with Teox. So given my roster, it makes sense for me to go to Ramontu. He is a good PvP champion. Will pair very well, I think, with Teox and get me the bonuses that I want, such as being immune to sheep and 20% more damage as well, right? So there's some real viability there in getting Teox, and therefore and getting Ramontu to pair him with Teox. Now I know that's a long ways away, but I would have had to fuse Rosin eventually, and it saved me some time. This, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of how things were going for me. I'm going to keep doing it just a little bit, just so you guys can see the way that I was going about this. But basically, I would come in and do this, right? Summon. Now, I only spent about maybe 500 shards of mystery shards. No, it was like 200 mystery shards, honestly, because this is a lot of times. I would have had to do this. Every rare I got saves me a couple of times, but it would have been 90 times, so that would have been, I got like 4 rares, so like 86 times. My math could be wrong, guys. Please bear with me. I am exhausted after what I've done here in this video. Oh no, am I third place again? No, I'm third place in some other tournament. Is it the Fire Knight tournament? No. What am I third place in? Okay. Tag Arena tournament. I did see there was a ancient up here, and I was just like, no, that's too. First of all, the amount of refreshes I would have needed to do to get 2,400 points just for 10 points in the thing I actually want points, it just was a waste of time. It would have been better to pull mystery shards, but I did that for I think 200, maybe 300 mystery shards, somewhere in that range. I got to a point where I needed 500 more points, and I just went ahead and fused Rosin. I talked myself into it because of the Ramontu thing. I do think it's a mistake. I know a lot of people are high on Rosin, and I can respect that. Um, to an extent, but the problem is the more and more the power curve increases in a certain direction, just the worse and worse Rosin gets. And I mean, this particular account has been very blessed with shard pulls, but even on my ninja account, I do not see why I would get Rosin outside of decrease defense and weaken on a 3-turn cooldown. Yes, this is an AoE 100% turn meter decrease, but and we do get a triple hitter on the A1 for clan boss, like, or Fire Knight. Sorry, it's been a day. It's been a night. But I just don't see it, and so this is kind of evidence for those of you that are newer players, which a lot of my audience is. This is kind of a way for you to see the benefits of not doing Rosin, right? Now, if I had been better about managing my rares, it didn't take me a lot to level these guys, to get these epics fused. I actually did it all mostly. You'll see my brew count is way lower than what it was, um, because most of this was done in the shop, or in the tavern rather. And so the big kicker and the big concern is I'm still 2 hours away from a deadline. I can still get sniped. All these other people in here need to do is probably spend a couple $100, get some shards, and pass me pretty quickly, to be quite honest. So I am nervous about that. That's why I was like, well, let me spend a few more mystery shards, right? Because like, 100 points right here. This could be 10 ancients, right? And that's 10 more ancients that they have to buy, and that could be the barrier to say, hey, okay, yeah, um, we're not gonna spend. I'm okay spending $100, but I'm not okay spending $110, right? Like, there's a lot of things that can deter people, hopefully, from spending resources. Now, if I am gonna come back and check, maybe, I don't know, I might not. Um, Honestly, I'm just looking to see like what offers people might go for to try and pass me. So yeah, I think on my main account this is offered at um much higher, but it's actually not a good value, by the way. I wouldn't really want to go anything over $1 per shard on my main account. So like even this one isn't very good, I feel like, because again, you're doing more than I'd want this to be 5 ancients if it was me. Um, but anyways, yeah. So I mean, there is a chance that somebody can come and pass me. The question I have, and I have to ask myself this is whether or not I decide to wake up again tonight. Is is at this point do I care, right? Like, say somebody passes me, say I log back in a half hour um beforehand, and someone has passed me by 300 points. Well, I can't do anything about that. Could I pull 300 more mysteries? Sure. I suppose. Can I do that in half an hour? Ugh, probably not. That's a lot. Um, so, it's just that kind of strange spot where do I, you know, am I willing to go any further than this, right? So, um, mm, I don't know. Probably not, and I think it would just be better for me as far as my mental health goes, and as far as my work tomorrow goes, and just everything. Even content creation, right? Like, I'm supposed to stream tomorrow. I'm supposed to make content. Like, me being up uh, and waking up in the middle of my sleep cycle, and then trying to go back to sleep, just to try and win this guy that that where me waking up may not even change the outcome of it. Uh-oh. I just saw somebody jump up into the thousands there. And you'd think like, oh, maybe you're not scared of that, but if he just started pulling. So I've taken screenshots and I've been tracking people's scores, seeing if anybody else's point totals were going up. So far, everybody's point totals are the same, and there's nobody new here in the top area that I can tell. But I just was worried that that one person, whoever that was, that jumped up into the thousands, may just be getting started. with 2 hours to go in the event. So all they have to do is make up their mind and say, yes, I'm doing it, and then pull out the credit card, and nothing I can do about it. Like, I've reached my limit. And this is one of the problems too with naming yourself free to play in your tagline, because anybody can look at this that's 2 hours away and say, that guy can't do anymore. That guy's probably reached his limit at 10,000 points. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting my money in. Um, so I am a little nervous about that, but let's talk about why I made this decision too. Because that's a very important part of this. It's very easy to. Well, so what's the downside here, right? The downside is I have under 600 gems. I have literally 0 shards on my account. I have 0 potential fusions for any champion chase events in the future. I also did happen to fully complete the champion training, and I spent this primal shard. It was a rare surprise. Dungeon divers, I don't think I really did much in there. Um, and I am behind a little bit on the Titan event stuff, unfortunately. It's just kind of the way things have been going for me. Was I close on Dungeon Divers to some Titan points? No, or Hammer points? No, I'm not. And I don't think there's an active tournament right now that I could get any more Hammer points in. I think I already got the Fire Knight ones. Yeah. So as far as Hammer, like I thought, because there is that Void Shard that I could kind of hold in my back pocket for some extra points. This Void Shard right here that I'm pretty close to getting, but I would prefer to save that for the future, obviously. But yeah, what's the downside? The downside is there's a fusion coming up, a Halloween fusion, theoretically, right? Might not even be the Halloween one, actually, because it's coming very early in October. So, who knows, right? We don't know what's going on, but I've severely depleted my account for this champion chase. However, let's be real about who I'm going after here, right? Like, Odin is no joke. And I'm really intrigued by his kit. Like, a lot, actually. Um, this block damage thing can be really annoying for a lot of teams. But here's something that I'm sure there's videos out there on Odin. I haven't watched any of them. I never in a million years thought I was going to get this guy. But there's some very interesting things, in my opinion, about his kit. So, first of all, this attack right here, this single target hit, steals all buffs, and the damage inflicted by the skills depend on the target's type, right? So, if I'm attacking a nuker, I'm going to do damage based on their attack right back at them, but I'm also going to ignore all of their defense. And if I kill them, I revive somebody, right? The reason I'm so intrigued by this, I don't need Savage. I don't need Lethal. I don't need Merciless. I could build like nuker protection gear with really high crit damage. I don't even need base stats either, by the way. And I could be wrong. I'm very tired. But he's basically using I would want a lot of crit damage, of course, right? But I'm using the enemy's stats against them, and I don't know the multipliers on this or how this works at all. I'm very excited to play with it, but to me, in my head, I'm very intrigued about it. And you may say, why protection? Well, Oops, where'd it go? Yeah, the block damage. And the buff spread. I don't know how protection works with buff spread, by the way. I don't know if, like, the ones that he spreads has the chance of being protected. Probably not. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Don't really care. I'll learn, right? But it's just something that crossed my mind is, oh, I could have protected block damage buff. Oh, that's cool. I'd want some accuracy so that we can do the buff strip if need be, and the stun, right? Um, but yeah, I'm very, very intrigued by Odin, which is one of the reasons I went after him. Now, this is very much for Arena, and very much probably for Tag Team Arena, but what I love about him is that I could build a nuker, and I don't need Savage. And I don't need lethal. And if you've been watching any of my live streams lately, you'll see that I'm going in and I'm doing theory crafting builds and trying to build, like I did a build on Thor the other day, right? Where is he? He's should be down here somewhere. Um, right? You can see I have some items on him. I have a preset made for him, but unfortunately, if we look at the preset, I don't have any Savage, right? Because they just don't have it on this account. I haven't been, despite being a year old, like, gear comes slowly, right? I don't have enough lethal, don't have enough merciless to really make another set work because I already have a good set here on Sun Wukong, and actually, yeah, no, it's a good set now because I actually upgraded this with a new piece that I got, and that new piece gave me um, enough crit rate that I could incorporate a better banner. So I increased his attack by quite a bit. So now he's a little stronger than he was. But even these pieces on my Georgid, no attack here, no attack here, um, no attack here, right? So I'm really low on attack for this guy. Uh, decent enough crit damage, but not enough attack, and it's noticeable. So the idea that I could build Thor seemingly however I want is a very intriguing prospect for me because I don't necessarily have to have crazy stats or crazy good gear. So who knows? And I could be completely wrong about that. Like, right, I'm just spitballing here. I'm just theory crafting. He's pulled like another probably 10 mysteries maybe. Um, yeah, so everybody still stayed the same. I know we had one guy's name that I thought jumped up a big bunch, but yeah. So I don't think I'm safe by any means, guys, but this is the middle of the video and I'll have an end video, but I just letting you guys know whether or not I got him, and we'll go from there. But I know some people have been asking for new content here on this channel as well. I just wanted to address that very quickly as to why I haven't been putting content out here, because I've just been building an all rare team. So that's been my primary focus lately, and as such, I haven't been um, really doing anything interesting. quite frankly, this is just a very uh, just been leveling champions up and trying to complete that team. So this is the one downside is at this point I'm very tapped out, so it would take me quite a while to farm up. Not a while, but I'm gonna have to farm up some food um, for Odin, who would be priority over uh, Theox actually. If I'm able to get Odin, he would be the priority on this account because I think he seemingly is easier to build, and Void also really cool passive with the block debuffs. So there's a lot of crazy shenanigans and fun that I think can be had with him. So I'm very intrigued and excited about him. Going into the upcoming clan versus clan, I'm very well prepared. So, but yeah, this has been a very long night, a lot of hard work. I don't know. It's nerve-wracking. I almost don't want to go to sleep, right? Because I don't want to look away, right? And then come back and find out that somebody did, 10,103 points, and there I am, just kind of screwed. So, all right, guys. Well, uh, yeah, stand by for part 3. Well, I did it. So, um, yeah, I got him. So this is part 3, kind of this little adventure that I went on yesterday. And I'm sorry if the edits are a little sharp or maybe not very refined here, but um, I recorded each of these kind of 3 separate individual videos that I wanted to make for you guys here. So let me show you the tournament. Let me show you the final tally for the champion chase tournament right here. So nobody even tried. I was absolutely right. These numbers, if you go back and watch the video, you'll find they're probably very, very similar to what they were. I posted mine. So last night, Kieran was at 5341. Rockin' Deity didn't change his score. Same thing for all of the ones below. So yeah, nope, everybody just this I had a perfect read on the situation. I saw that nobody was going for him, and I capitalized on it. So I believe in the last video I kind of already laid out everything on how I got to the 10,000, or how I was going. No, gosh, I recorded so much. So I think I recorded after the fact and showed you guys that I got 10,000 points and how I got there. And it was pretty easy, pretty simple to do. So I'm really, really happy with the end result. I'm already almost back up to 900 gems, right? Silver's doing fine. Very low on even brews. I'm not that low on. It's really shards that I'm the lowest on now, right? You'll see Clan Boss was pretty kind to me in giving me 3 voids and a sacred. So I'm already back kind of gaining some of those resources. But with the next fusion so close, I don't think I'm going to be back up into peak performance for that one. So it's probably going to be a skip, especially if it's something on the bubble. We will see. We don't know what it is yet. I've seen some rumors, but I'm not going to comment on those. I'm not going to put those on the channel, just because that's exactly what they are. I don't want to get people's hopes up and think one thing or another, right? So, also we got an immortal, or an eternal, which was awesome. Like, great rewards all around. So he is he's my next 6-star, but I do need to finish this team that I've been working on. The only thing I have left to do is get Gnarlhorn to 6 stars, and then we'll immediately start leveling Odin and the food for Odin. And that shouldn't take me too ridiculously long. I will say Thor should maybe be sooner, but what I really like about Odin is how much he'll be able to contribute for me in other areas of the game. Arena, tag team arena. I don't need him so much per wave clear as I have Armand's, right? But I really like the concept of him in arena. And quite frankly, I have a lot of good voids to work in with him. If we just look at the void champions that I have on the roster right now, right? We've got trying to see if I have anybody that does something that I didn't know that they do, but we've got Odin, and he has this aura, right? 40% for Void Affinity. We've got Georgid, who can get through Stone Skin. We've got Mithrala, who's just amazing. I'd say Arbiter, but I don't think this team would really be an Arbiter team as much as it might be something else. But we also have Turvold in there who could work really well with this. In like an all Void team, perhaps. There's also Constantine or Supreme Elhain. Either one of them would make a lot of sense. So I'm just really, really happy with the pull, and I'm glad that I went for it. It was an adventure. It was a challenge, which was fun. I haven't really been on the edge of my seat, worried about, is this going to go my way or not? But yeah, very, very excited about building this guy. I think he's going to be relatively easy for me to build too, which I think is really, really fun, right? Crit damage and accuracy. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm looking for here. Crit damage, accuracy, and some survivability, maybe, right? And I think that's just flat out really going to help me out. So, anyways, this is the end of the video. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. It might be a little bit longer. I'm not really going to edit those little pieces down. We're going to put them all together as one. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I did succeed. I'm very excited about it. And if you guys want a follow-up video, obviously I'll make a follow-up on how he's, once he's built and how he's doing. But yeah, free to play doesn't. Sorry. Before you guys go, there's one last thing I wanted to show you. And I wanted to be clear about one thing. And I've already said this once, I believe, in this video. And I will say it again. I got lucky. Okay? So, one of my clanmates here said, so he tried to do the same thing last night. He said, and he's a spender, right? I had 15K, and two others were between 10 and 11K 3 hours before completion. I logged in 7 minutes before completion, figuring I could add another 3.5 thousand quickly if needed. However, one of the players had massively increased their score, and it was unlikely that I could make up that difference. Let's see if I can. We'll do it this way. Okay, sorry, bear with me just a moment here. I should have been more prepared, but I'm really trying to cram this window in, and I'll explain that in a second. So, yeah, so the guy ended up putting up 28,000 points and beating my friend Bonk here, which sucks. Yeah, right? That's unfortunate. That guy had been sitting down ready to pounce and went ahead and did that, right? Went all in on it. Got Odin. Congratulations to that individual, but just really wanted to call out the fact that this can go south too, right? I logged off with about 2 hours left, and I could have woke up and not had him, right? It is as simple as that. If somebody paid attention to what was going on and decided to swipe that credit card, they could have got him, right? So it's stuff that you got to be careful of. I will not say this is skill. I will not say this is, anything other than luck, because that's all that it was. Maybe you could make an argument like, yes, I observed it and I was, but I got lucky to be in that group that wasn't going to hit 10K. And maybe next time you see yourself in that group, if you've saved up those summons and resources and all that stuff, then perhaps you too could steal a really good champion like Odin. I have to say, with the way this roster is built, arguably, I feel like this roster is probably stronger than my main account roster at this point. Aside from not having the Kage, I mean, I think Odin is going to be a real dominant force in Arena for me. I really do believe that. We now have Thor to do a lot of really good damage, I feel like. Just got to get gear for him. That's the one problem I have right now, is I'm lacking in gear. We've got Ninja now if I need some more boss help, which will be good when combined with, Newt as my boss damage dealers. And then, of course, we've got Teox, who is going to come in. I mean, maybe Teox gets paired up with Thor, right? Or not Thor, but with Odin. Although I don't know how much that appeals to me or not, because I don't know that his A1 hits particularly hard. But yeah, I've got so much work and experimenting and theory crafting to do, so I'm so excited about all of this. And I will tell you one thing for certain. Actually, shoot, I was gonna say my Barbarian Faction Wars is gonna be done, but it already is. So Barbarian Crypt right here, already maxed out on the stars, 63. So that's just Armand's doing Armand's things. But yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. And if you made it this far, I have a surprise announcement for you. It was going to happen tonight, but I will not be streaming tonight because of Monday Night Football. My team is playing tonight. I am going to be watching them on Monday Night Football and not streaming. However, Tuesday night, I will be doing a giveaway, my first giveaway on the channel. Entirely thanks to the Knights of Teleria podcast, which is run by Blazin, who hooked me up with some giveaway opportunities. So 5 people from my chat on Tuesday night will be randomly selected, and you will get, let me pull up what it's going to be here. You will get 540 gems and 1 ancient shard. And there's 5 of those that I'm giving away. So we're going to go ahead and do that giveaway live on stream. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that, but we are going to do that giveaway live on stream Tuesday night. The stream starts at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'll probably do the giveaway around 10 o'clock, which is usually when I pull shards. So come hang out. Let's have some fun. The channel has grown exponentially in the last week. We are almost at, and let me just check really quickly, because I feel like 2 episodes ago I said we were at 1,500, and now we are at 2,005 subscribers. Like, we have blown past any previous expectations that I ever had. It's incredible. And the more of you guys that come in for this giveaway, the better, right? So please come be a part of it. Again, I'm not going to be announcing it other than this video. Well, that's not entirely true. I'll probably announce it from another video, but hey, you get a head start on it. So like, subscribe, click that bell so you know when I go live tomorrow, so you can be a part of the giveaway. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.